SGC here, and we are back with a movie review. Filth, a 2013 Scottish crime comedy drama written and directed by Jon S. Baird. His previous film was back in 2008, a UK crime drama by the name of Cast. Filth is based on Irvine Welsh's novel of the same name, and this movie was released back in September of 2013 in Scotland, and it was only released back in May for United States release. There's a lot of people in this movie, but the major players here is James McAvoy, Jamie Bell, and Eddie Marsan. Basically, it's about Bruce Robinson, played by McAvoy, who is a detective sergeant in Edinburgh. He's a scheming and manipulative man who spends most of his time indulging in drugs, alcohol, sexually abusive relationships, and the games. His euphemism for the plots that he has, that he directs at his workmates. And basically, the entire storyline centers around this one case that he has to solve, and then it builds on top of that as you see more of his relationship between his workmates and just the things that he indulges with and how they tie back to the rest of his life, while using the main case as a vehicle for the movie to move forward. So what I like about this film? Well, first off, it is pretty intense. Filth really is a great name for this movie. McAvoy plays a really asshole pretty much in this entire movie, and it's convincing, and it's really messed up how far he goes, this guy. In terms of writing, I really liked it because this guy is totally messed up. He messes with his coworkers, he is super manipulative, and he's just like, if you found out that one of the cops that work around you is like this, you'd be like, whoa, this guy is messed up and needs help. So yeah, writing wise is great here, and the story itself, I really enjoyed the fact that it used a central case as a vehicle. Sure, it's not that important as to who or what happened to the case, but really it really pushes things forward as he's sort of pushed forward in the sense where he needs to accomplish all these things to get promoted, and pretty much the entire motivation for him to do anything is for a promotion. And I really enjoyed how everything was sort of tied really well together. And for the actual story itself, I totally will not ruin it for you because I find it actually really enjoyable as to where it went with the entire thing, and it's interesting how the narrative went and how things are revealed, and it's an interesting watch for sure, so definitely watch it if you have not, because just for the story, it's interesting. Because I think people would see the trailer for this film and go like, hey, it's like Bad Lieutenant with Nicolas Cage, but swap him out with McAvoy. I would say give it a better chance and actually sit down and watch this one just to see McAvoy being his like actual Scottish self rather than his British version or American version that he's been playing around. And I just really enjoy his Scottish portrayal of himself. Another highlight is Eddie Marsan. I really enjoyed his acting here, as just he's super timid and he's a super like great foil for the character McAvoy plays, because he's totally opposite of that. He's like not confident and he just doesn't know what's happening, and he totally is groveling on the floor just to ask like, McAvoy, please help me, I need you because you can save me, sort of thing. And yeah, so basically this movie, like, acting wise is fine, writing is interesting. I was surprised, and I was like, I like where it went. What did I not like about this film? Well, first off, I think the initial premise of him being an asshole to the entire world, I wish they dragged that out a bit more and just really focus on how bad of a person. Like, I know they established him as a really crap person already, but I sort of was hoping for more of that, just to see like where would they go, like where's the boundaries and how far would they push this guy to show that he's an asshole. And I think more would have been cool. And then I enjoyed the rest of the story for sure. I'm not going to talk about it here, but I think that initial premise was interesting as well, and I think that it changes, and I don't know, I just wish that was longer, and it was just maybe more exploration of the other characters, because I felt that there was like a really deep sense of him analyzing everyone around him. I sort of wish there was more of a realistic portrayal of these characters outside of his own analysis, and I sort of wondered, like, how are these people actually? It's not a bad thing, really. It's just a nitpick, but I would have enjoyed it if they stretched that out and maybe condensed the latter half of the movie a little bit more, and I think that would have been a good balance. But basically, I enjoyed the story, the acting, and it was fun, and I totally recommend it if you haven't seen McAvoy in his Scottish self. McAvoy is Scottish, so it's always cool to see actors playing their like original, you know, where they're from and their original self rather than them picking up like American accent or British accent. So yeah, that's basically it. And if you have seen Filth, do leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible and we'll discuss about what we liked and what we didn't like. So this is it for the review for Filth.